Alrighty, welcome, guys. Can't see my face if you're on YouTube, but we are here, episode 182, Michael Lab Show. Hit the link in the bio. Check out my socks. This is why I'm standing up, actually. See them? Can you see this? I have boats. I have boats on my socks because that's how we do it, man. That's how we do it. I went Easter egg hunting on Easter, and I didn't do too well. Not the best Easter egg hunter in the world, but I tried. I gave it a go. I gave it a spin. Not the best. Taylor beat me. I definitely think she cheated, though. I think she went out there before I could go out there and look for the eggs. But, it's all good. It's all good. What did I do? This morning I went a little door dashing. Kind of weird, man. Kind of weird. Here's some double standards that I'm talking about. And this is, whoever said this, man, this isn't cool to ugly people. I'm not saying that I'm not ugly. What I am saying is I think I don't know. I don't know how to say this without sounding super egotistical. But, so I've been door dashing. It's something I do, because I want to be financially free as early as possible. So when I'm not in school, or if I'm not podcasting, or if I'm not working, or if I'm not, whatever I'm doing, or if I'm not reading, I'm door dashing. And it's just kind of been the thing I do. It's fun. I make like between like $120 to $200 a week. So what's that? Anywhere between $240, $480, anywhere between $480 to $800 extra a month, whatever. I invest that money. I save that money. That money is just hopefully to just expedite my my finances, right? That's why I do it. So I've been door dashing. So this morning I went door dashing, or yesterday I went door dashing, and I was getting orders, and there's this thing on DoorDash where, there's a thing going on in DoorDash right now where it's like a grass-grown movement. I don't know exactly where it's starting, but in the whole gig economy, there's always been complexities with the gig economy, right? There's always been people who Uber, and the gig economy is Uber, DoorDash. It's basically when you use apps and technology to make money, wag walking, your car, Shipped, Instacart, whatever it is. You use it to make money, and it's kind of a side hustle. And the way that the way that the businesses look at it is they have nothing, right? Like Uber is nothing, DoorDash is nothing. All it is software. So it's just software that connects me, the employee, quotations, with the customer and the restaurant. They just kind of get the restaurant, the customer, and the employee, or in their eyes, the independent contractor. And they kind of just make a software that intertwines them all. It makes it easy. But they have no product. DoorDash, the only thing that they do is give you a bag and a card. And I'm not ripping on them. I like it. I don't really have any complaints with it. You can make anywhere between $20 to $25 an hour. Track your miles and all that good stuff, but whatever. But there's kind of been like this grassroots movement to, there's these two guys, and they have told people to stop accepting orders that are $7 or less. So on DoorDash, they give you orders, right? And there's criteria, there's acceptance rates, there's completion rates, there's on-time rates, there's like ratings. So let me just pull up my stats here real quick. Let me just pull up my stats here real quick. So my customer rating is 5.0. Acceptance rates is 98. On time or early is 98%, 95%. Acceptance rates is 95%. And my lifetime deliveries is 68. But they have these different these metrics, right? And it seems like whenever they get an order, DoorDash is always accepting orders, which I'm pretty sure they're always accepting orders because the assumption is that there's going to be people out there door dashing. And at times they pay you a base pay. So like, let's say someone gets something from Dunkin' Donuts. They might be a base pay of like $5. It could be a base pay of $8. It could be a base pay of $2. You don't really know. If you go during a time where they're paying extra, it could be a base pay of $5 plus $2, $8 plus $2. Distance has a lot to do with it. But also what I've noticed is that if orders keep on getting declined by DoorDashers, it kind of moves up. And as it moves up, it becomes more enticing because the base pay is higher. Okay. So there's times, and then there's a tip. So DoorDash is paying you the service fee, which I don't think DoorDash is paying. I think that might be on the restaurant. Maybe that is on DoorDash. I'm not too sure. I don't know who's paying you that, but you rely a lot on tips. So like when I get paid, let's say I make $100, it'll probably be $55 base pay from DoorDash, and then $45 from tips. So it's not 50-50. It's more like 55, 45, 60, 40 base pay to tips. And this isn't my full time. This is just what I do on the side. It's a side hustle or a side gig. I don't know, whatever. And there's these guys who have kind of started this grassroots mission where they are telling people on social media, do not accept any orders that are $7 or less. And the reason why they're doing that is because they feel, which I totally get, I wouldn't do it because I think if you're someone who relies on DoorDash as your main source of income, or if you rely on Uber, or if you rely on Grubhub, Postmates, Shipt, Instacart, I totally understand the perspective of saying F you, stick it to the man, and develop these things that force DoorDash to have to pay you more. And I respect what they're doing. You know, these guys this is probably the full-time gig. This is probably what they do. This is probably how they make money. And in that sense, I totally agree. Do what you have to do. And they do that because sometimes you get orders that are $2.50, or like McDonald's is a perfect example. McDonald's does not pay well. Like what I mean is their base payment is low. But traditionally, in my experience, McDonald's customers, I would say 40% of the time don't tip, and then 60% of the time maybe tip $2. Maybe every once in a while it's like $4 or $5, but it's the only company that I've picked up orders from where you don't get a tip, right? And I'm not speaking out of facts here. I'm not speaking out of term. I'm just speaking out of strictly what I've experienced. Like that's just my experience, and it can be frustrating. Sometimes you have an order that is, you know, it's a 10-minute drive to the McDonald's and it's a 10-minute drive to the place. So you just spent 20 minutes driving for $3.50, and it's just not worth it. So I really respect that. I respect that. And I feel like that's something that could easily pop up and happen a lot more than people expect. What the heck are these people doing? I have such a group of people that just, I don't know. Being in school right now is impossible. I was thinking about, like, how are people going to go back to school, man? Like, I can't even picture sitting in class with somebody and having to listen to April 5th. Wait, what? I thought... What the hell is this? Chapter 9 quiz just got added. But the teacher is... Hold up, guys. Give me a second here. Towson. Webmail. This is what happens on live podcasts as I sit down and you guys come along with me for the ride as I try to figure out school stuff. Course content. How do I do this? Because I do all my work. I'm not messing around with school. Like, I do all my work. Study on publisher's website. Open my lab. Oh, I got to tell you about my DoorDash story too. But I have to see this first because I don't understand. I don't know where I missed. See score. Oh, okay, I did it. I don't know why it says I didn't do it, but I did it. It's right there. It literally says right there. Anyways, okay, so I digress. Basically, what I was trying to say here is that, and I respect what they're doing, and I think it's a good cause. I think you should get paid more. I think, sometimes, though, it's just, I think if you do gig economy, it shouldn't be a full-time job. I think if you're doing gig economy, you should still be working a job that pays you, an expected paycheck, because it's just not designed to be a full-time thing. I know some people kind of break it down as being a full-time thing, but I don't know how much of that's on DoorDash or Uber. But I know there's been a lot of pushes for hourly rates. I know I think Grubhub does like an hourly base pay, or an hourly rate. So when you're actively driving, you get paid like $15 an hour. Probably not that much, probably like $7 an hour. Federal minimum wage, $7.25 or whatever the state is. But I was DoorDashing this morning and I got an order. Sometimes you get orders stacked, and the way the DoorDash sets up is you're going to be late for it, because sometimes DoorDash gives you orders, and if you accept them because you want the money, the way it's set up is it tells you go here, and then you go there because that's where it tells you to go. You drop off the order, and then you look at the drop-off time for the next order. Like this one was at 8:42, and then I wasn't even on the way to that person's location until 8:45. And then they texted me because they have access to your phone, which is kind of weird. They text you and they're like, "Hey, it's gonna melt by the time I get here." I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that's fine. I'm on my way." I mean, what do you want me to tell you? I'm on my way. I have my DoorDash bag, which is like an insulated bag. I get there, blah, 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 and there's these two younger girls, and I could tell like they're kind of looking at me a certain way. I'm like, okay, they're looking at me a certain way, if you know what I mean. Like if I was a girl, I'd be like, creepy, but I'm a dude, so I'm like, I'm physically bigger than them, so I don't feel endangered, but I'm like, they're definitely like checking me out, right? Anyways, so I get out in the car and I'm like, fine, cool, got the food. Let's go to the next one. I immediately get an order for Taco Bell, which is kind of crazy because it was 9:15 in the morning, and this kid, this stud, like this 12-year-old kid, opens up the door, and I got my he has this Crunchwrap Supreme, a large Diet Coke, and all I'm thinking is mom's credit card. He's on spring break. Parents are out of the house, and this little 12-year-old Jimmy just went ahead, got on DoorDash, because everybody at 12 years old knows how to work an app. He just got himself a Crunchwrap Supreme at 9:15 in the morning, his Diet Coke. He's going downstairs in the basement, popping on the TV, popping on the PC or the PS5 or Xbox One or whatever this kid's doing. Little Jimmy is just going to sit there, play Call of Duty, suck down his Diet Coke, play Call of Duty, yell at his friends online, get on Discord, go crazy, make a few stock trades because 12-year-olds are studs now with ROBINHOOD, and he's just going to eat his Crunchwrap Supreme. And I was like, shout out to little Jimmy. That's who I used to be. I used to be a little Jimmy, and I like you, little Jimmy. Cool kid. But then this girl, she like texted me when I'm sitting in Taco Bell. She's like, I think I have it right here. It was really weird. It was very creepy. Hi, blah, 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 blah. It was a little melted, but it's okay because you were cute. Winky face. Have a wonderful day. And I was thinking, first of all, I don't think DoorDash should be giving out your real phone number. They should buy like a company that is like a separate app. You get like a fake number. And you definitely shouldn't be able to text somebody after 2 minutes after they pick up the order. Because it only takes like a few minutes to see if something's missing. But even if something's missing, I don't think that should be on the person. Like, that should not be on me. Like, I shouldn't be checking on people's food. That's crazy. Like, in my humble opinion, DoorDash, you have that completely wrong. You guys need to fix that. You guys need to stop putting the... you got to stop having your DoorDashers check the people's food. Because, first of all, as a customer, I don't want someone to check my food that I don't know, right? I would much rather have something missing. I don't want people to be going into my food at all, right? And also, you're not paying these people enough to check the food. So like that needs to go away. Like right now, I'm a DoorDasher and I never check people's food. I never to check see if something's missing. I grab the food, If usually it's closed, it's in a sealed bag, which I think fast food restaurants and restaurants should be doing the whole time, and I don't think that should ever go away. I think that should be here to stay forever. And I just put it on the seat next to me. I pop a seatbelt on it, and I go off. But they tell you, like, check these items. I'm like, no, absolutely not. I'm not checking someone's food. If something's missing, like, don't yell at me. Like, don't yell at me. I'm picking up an order. I'm not going to check what's in it. If it's Papa John's or Domino's, that's a little bit different, right? Because you're an employee there. You work there. You're at the restaurant. You can see in the kitchen before you take the food. I'm not doing any of that. I'm literally just a middleman. But it was really weird, and I didn't respond. I didn't know what to do. I was like, I can't really respond. I'm a DoorDash person. Also, I'm not interested at all. And like, third of all, like, creepy. Like that's weird. Like, who does that? And then I was thinking, like, what if the roles were reversed? Like seriously. Like, I'm dead serious. If those roles, and I'm not being a bitch here. I'm just speaking the truth, man. If the roles were reversed, and I was a girl, and some dude sent that, I would screenshot that, and it would go viral on Twitter. It would go viral on Twitter. People were saying, boycott DoorDash, cancel DoorDash. But it just goes to show, like, how there is sexism in the world, but there's also double standards. And I'm not complaining. Like, I'm not, like, because I know I can handle myself, and I have the power. The power is in me to say no. So, like, no, I don't, like, I never text them back or anything. But it is kind of weird. And I know this because I know people personally in my life who've done gig economies, not DoorDash, but they had to stop. I know 2 people. The only 2 people I know who did this app had to stop because they felt uncomfortable. And I don't know who the burden falls to. I'm not, like, I can't answer that question. I'm not too sure. But I do know it's happened twice. I went to McDonald's, and like, the lady, as I'm walking away, she's like, damn, hon, look at them legs on you. And I'm like, my legs? First of all, I've never been sexualized with my legs. Like, that's a weird thing. I've been wearing these short shorts. It's the only thing I wear. Like, literally, I wear them like an autistic child. Like, what I mean by that is it's just my thing. Like, if I don't put on short shorts, I can't wear anything. Like, there's been times where I put on underwear, and I'm, like, grabbing my thighs. I'm like, what is around my legs? Can't have this. So I grab a dirty pair of short shorts because I don't want to wear non-short shorts. I want my short shorts, man. It's just that simple. I want my short shorts. So I rock my short shorts, and I've been getting so many compliments on them. Creepy compliments, non-creepy compliments. Your legs look bigger. I feel like my legs look tinier. I've been running again. I didn't take a full week off of running. I took like 4 or 5 days off of running. I got a little chunky, but now I'm back down to 195. Boy, we're coming in hot for the summer. We're not going to be fat this summer, son. The summer's going to be balls to the wall. And what I mean by that is I'm going to get my investment portfolio up to $50,000. Count on it, $50,000. There's going to be some serious progress made by my 25th birthday. Taylor and I are looking at getting an apartment together. I'm going to be done with school in a year. Just like, I feel like things are starting to fall into place. Things are starting to fall into place. But yeah, soccer legs. I've been getting soccer legs. Do you play soccer? And I was like, no, I definitely don't play. I don't think I've ever played soccer. Like, I might have played soccer when I was like 4 years old, but I was fat. I was like a McDonald's like spokesperson. I was going to say Subway, but that, my friends, you can't say. Because that guy is a child molester. And guess what you can't have? Child molesters. You can't have that. Jerry from Subway. How is he doing, man? What did he do? Crime. What's wrong with my freaking thing? It's all messed up and dumb looking. Is an American former spokesperson for Subway restaurants, a convicted sex offender. Criminal charge 2015. Distribution and receipt of child pornography. Traveling to engage in illicit sexual conduct with a minor. How did he get that job? Kate McLaughlin. Oh, I didn't know who was. Wait, is that the. Oh, no. I thought that was the girl who did the Stanford thing. It's not. Elizabeth Fogel. These poor women. Imagine that. Imagine your spouse is like Just, ugh. It's disgusting. Disgusting. And his kids are 8 and 10 years old. How much does that do worse, though? Jerry Fogel. He's got to be rich as hell. I'm flipping them sandwiches. Yeah, $4 million. My man was fat. Didn't he lose a bunch of weight on Subway? Isn't that what happened? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm pretty sure that's why he got the gig. But I digress. So yeah, it was just kind of weird. I was like, okay, that's strange. And like my legs, I think they look fine, but with these short shorts, I think they look better. I don't know. Maybe I have running legs now. I used to not have running legs. Maybe I have running legs, whatever that means. Maybe it's just cut up. Like I don't know. But creepy. Don't do that on DoorDash. Like you don't do that. That's, I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe in the world that we live. So I've never been in the dating game. Like I've never been in the dating game. I've only been in long-term relationships. I've never actively looked for a partner since ever. 2002, 2012, 2013. Even then, I didn't look for somebody. Maybe longer than that. I don't know. My math is way off. I don't know. When did I graduate? 2012. So I don't know the world of. I don't know the level of just comfort people feel to just reach out to somebody like that over DM or texting or Instagram or DoorDash. DoorDash? Is this how people get numbers? Just keep on ordering like one Red Bull from 7-Eleven. Oh, that guy's cute. I got his number. Now. Like, it's terrifying. That's terrifying, actually. If you think about it, like that shouldn't be a thing. You shouldn't just be able to get someone's phone number like that. But who knows? What are you going to do? Let's talk about more serious things. Let's talk about more serious things going on in the world. Let me get this right. Caitlyn Jenner. That girl. Yo, the Kardashians have been making some big money moves. Homie, Kim Kardashian is a billionaire now. Shout out to you, Kim, doing your thing, making billions of dollars. But Caitlyn Jenner may be weighing run for California governor. Now she is a powerful woman. She won Woman of the Year. So I think she won Woman of the Year when she was a man for half the year. How can you win? And I'm not like nothing against her or him becoming a her, but how can you win Woman of the Year when you only spent half the year as a woman? Like there should be rules, and that rule should be that we should at least be able to accept that in order to be a Woman of the Year, you had to be a woman for 365 or 366 days if it's a leap year. Every single day, you got to be a woman. Like, right? That should be a basic rule. But anyways, shout out to Caitlyn Jenner. Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor of California. A lot of people. Yo, you know what's wild about Caitlyn Jenner, dude? She killed somebody. Let me look that up, dude. I don't want to. I can't just be saying like aggressive statements like that. Killed someone. Didn't she kill somebody? Here we go. USA Today. Caitlyn Jenner escapes charges after fatal car crash. Escapes him. Caitlyn Jenner would not be charged in the fatal car crash that killed one person because it was determined that her conduct wasn't unreasonable. Prosecutors say that they have declined to charge Caitlyn Jenner. And she paid him off. Caitlyn Jenner, you paid him off a lot of money. Oh my God. I want to see that video, dude. I don't think I can show you guys video. Can I find it? Oh, here we go. See first footage of Caitlyn Jenner's car crash. Let's turn this down. Let's turn it all the way down. See first footage of Caitlyn Jenner's car crash. I'm going to determine if this right here was an accident or if she should be behind bars. All right, where are we? Oh, what the heck? Where is it? There we go. Okay. There she goes. I don't know which car she is. Okay, Jenner's black Escalade. Boom, right there. It's in the right-hand lane. There's a black car in front of it. There's a white car to the left of it that's in like the middle lane that can turn both ways. She's driving. She runs into the back of a car. Oh, so she hit. Oh my God, she hit. That didn't look like she did it on. Oh, definitely wasn't on purpose. But she hit the white car. The white car spun out, and it looks like, and then that car hit a different car. But it looks like the white car is the one that would have had someone died. Jenner should be in jail. If this was you or me, we've already been locked up. We do not tolerate rules for rich people. Audacity of Woman of the Year. Oh God, did she get Woman of the Year the same year she killed somebody? Jesus Christ, oh my God, I'm about to crap myself. this guy's comment was that he said, or he or she said, this crash was on Bruce's fault. Caitlyn is blameless. Hilarious. Wow, first he shoves a white car in oncoming traffic, and then he rams a black car in front of him. Wow. Let me look this up. Was Caitlyn Jenner drunk during accident? Oh my God, pays $800,000. That's so, like, that stuff is so crazy to me. Like, in order to get out of something, you just pay your way out. That's just so, I mean, I guess if somebody is willing to just, if I'm the family and you say I'm willing to accept $800,000 and that's enough to, if that's enough to replace the death of my loved one, then I guess if you accept that, who am I to say you shouldn't? Prosecutors decide not to charge Caitlyn Jenner with vehicle manslaughter. Caitlyn Jenner will pay $800,000 to settle a lawsuit. Jenner struck a car that slammed into a vehicle in which 5 family members had been riding, including musician Peter Wolf Meisel, his wife Meisel, and whatever. The document states that Meisel suffered a cervical spine fracture. Peter Wolf suffered severe nerve damage, and Nina Wolf suffered. Jenner will pay for the plaintiff's medical expense. There have been confidential settlements of all claims. Was involved in a 4-car pot of Malibu, California on February 7th that resulted in the death of 70-year-old Kim Howe. She was not charged with the crime. The Los Angeles District Attorney determined that she was driving below the speed limit and engaged her brakes before impact. No, so maybe she wasn't drunk. Who knows? But anyways, she killed somebody. And now she's running for governor. So that's awesome. Caitlyn Jenner, I believe in you. I think you can do a better job than Gavin Newsom. He sucks. He is getting recalled, pretty much getting recalled. Even California thinks he's too crazy for them, which is saying something. Shout out to Texas, dude. I saw the Texas Rangers. Good God. I'm starting to actually get worried now. What am I actually starting to get worried now? I'm starting to get worried that people are getting the vaccine, but not to go back to our normal life. I think people are starting to get the vaccine now just to say they got the vaccine. I know people who've gotten the vaccine, but are still terrified of getting COVID. And that worries me to no end, because in my head, when I got the vaccine, I go, oh, I'm protected of getting COVID now. I don't need to wear a mask. I don't need to go 6 feet. I can give handshakes. I can give hugs. I can do whatever I want, like pre-pandemic. That was my thinking. Why was that my thinking? Because Moderna and Pfizer and J&J are vaccines that heavily decrease the chances of COVID spreading. So in my head, I'm like, oh, you can do whatever you want now. But I know people who've been getting the vaccine and still are refusing to give people handshakes and still refusing to, hug people. Like, it's really strange. And I don't know what that is from. I don't know why that is happening. But I love science and I believe in science. And the science shows that if you get the vaccine, I mean, the CDC even said it. Like, it's been swept under the table. But the CDC literally said if people have been vaccinated, you don't have to do social distancing. You can touch, hug. Like, the CDC said that. Or that was the WHO. One of those people said it. So who are we listening to? What do we want? Are we actually want to go back to our normal lifestyle? Or do we just want to continue with this lockdown? What do we want? Do we want to look at the facts that the states who've been opening up early, quote, or who have been lifting the mask mandates have actually had a decrease of COVID cases? Do we want to look at Texas's just numbers falling off? Maryland actually increased. Do we want to look at the numbers or are we just gonna pretend this game where are we just gonna let COVID linger upon us forever to keep people scared? I'm not trying to get in conspiracy world, but what I am saying is you shouldn't have gotten the shot if you didn't actually think the shot was going to work. Or did you think the shot was going to work, but you still like the world that we live in? Like, everyone has a little bit of power right now. And I think a lot of people love that. Here's my honest opinion on it. I think a lot of people have lived a life where because I've seen it firsthand, where they've lived a life where they have no control over anything. Really fat people, they don't have control over their diet. They don't have control over their ability to control they don't have discipline. People who maybe they can't hold down a job where they have a little bit of power. I just feel like a lot of people who want this COVID thing to just continue, even though we have vaccines, like 40% of the country's vaccinated by May, like literally Biden said by April 19th, we should be at 200 million dosages. I think by July 4th, I think by May 1st, the states should all be open. Like, we should be just balls to the wall, just partying and hugging and handshaking and belly busting or belly touching, or what's that when you jump up and you hit people? We should be belly flopping. We should be celebrating. We should be celebrating the incredible response from our government. And that's going to get a lot of pushback. And I know it's going to get a lot of pushback because by me saying that, I'm saying Donald Trump did a good job. There is no other country besides Australia, New Zealand, but we are just killing it with the vaccines. Donald Trump started that. Joe Biden continued it. We are at a point now where the vaccines are going out like crazy. 75% of people are going to be vaccinated in no time. And then what do we do then? Are people still going to want to be locked down? I've literally got on Twitter and I've seen people talk about $1,000 monthly checks. Do you not realize the ramifications of $12,000 going out to 300 million people a year? Do you not see the ramifications of that? The dollar will literally be punched down to nothing. It will have no value. Supply and demand is something that works. And you can't just continue to give people money. You just can't. Like, I have been the beneficiary of all that. I've gotten the $1,400 check. I got the $1,200 check. I got the $600 check. I got the unemployments. I don't have to pay taxes on unemployment in the state of Maryland. Trust me, I have seen it all, and I've been lucky, and I've been happy, and I know a lot of people need it. But with this idea that we can just continue in a world where we just give out $1,000 checks to everyone just for being alive is insane. That's crazy. It just won't work. And what was wrong with the world pre-COVID? What was wrong in terms of economical the standpoint of the economy? The economy was booming. Trump was one of the best presidents in terms of the economy. And every stat you can look at, GDP, equality among salaries to different races, unemployment at all-time low for African Americans. Like, there's just in so many aspects, a working economy, a working capitalistic economy is very hard for that to be racist and sexist and all that. We could talk about wage gaps. I don't really want to go into that, but we can talk about all that. But the way you don't run a country and the way you don't run an economy is you don't just give out $12,000 to each person times 300 million year after year after year. And you don't just sit back and say, well, we tax the rich. We tax the rich. We just, they have billions of dollars. We should just tax them. You can't do that. You just can't do that because for one reason, one standpoint is a lot of people, including myself, want to become rich. I want a lot of money. Am I inherently bad? No. Do I want to pay taxes? Yes. Do I want to get rich and then have to give away 50% of my income? Absolutely not. I want to work my ass off to make $400,000 a year, but I don't want to make $400,000 a year and then some asshole in the White House or in the state tells me, hey, dude, you got to give up $200,000. I don't want to do that. Call me greedy, call me what you want, but I want to work my ass off, and what's mine is mine. And I know that's such an American viewpoint, but seriously, like I'm dead serious by that. You can't just continuously tax the rich. And most people don't even pay taxes, man. I think I saw a stat like the top 1% in New York pays like 90% of the taxes. Like, what is that? Like, that's crazy, man. Like, you can't just give away money. Like, I like the idea of UBI, Universal Basic Income, but I don't know how you can work it. I just don't. And like corporate taxes, I get it. Like, big companies don't pay taxes, but the reason why they don't pay taxes is because they fund all the politicians' campaigns because they are the heartbeat of the country. Amazon runs this country. Apple runs this country. And then these companies come out and they take stances on things. They say this Georgia voting law is absolutely racist. It's terrible. It's this, it's that. But then you look at the practices of Apple, the practices of Nike, and you ask them, hey, where's your factory, brother? Where's your factory at? Well, it's in China. What are you doing in China? How much are you paying these people in China? Oh, no, you're using child slavery to make your products. What are we doing here? What game are we playing? Are we being honest with each other? Or are we just trying to make people happy? That's my thing. All these companies are twisted. Nike's taking a huge stance on racism, which is a beautiful thing, as they should. But guess what? Guess what economy they support the most? It's China. Guess what China currently does with Muslims? There's a sect of Muslims called Uyghur Muslims, and they are in concentration camps. They are not allowed to have kids. They are in these education programs in China. Muslim concentration camps in China. In 2021, right now, Muslims in China. The goal is to destroy everyone. Uyghur camp detains allegedly systematic rape. Women in China's re-education camps for Uyghurs have been systematically raped, sexually abused, and tortured. The men always wore masks, even though there was no pandemic then. They wore suits, she said, no police uniforms. Sometimes after midnight, they came to the cells to select the woman they wanted and took them down to the corridor to a black room where there were no surveillance cameras. Several nights, Zia Wanda said they took her. Perhaps it's the most unforgettable scar on me forever, she said. I don't even want these words to spill out of my mouth. It's terrible, dude. My job was to move their clothes above the waist and handcuff them so they cannot move, crossing her wrist behind her head to demonstrate. Then I would leave the woman in the room and a man would enter, some Chinese man from outside or policeman. I sat silently next to the door, and when the man left the room, I took the woman for a shower. The Chinese men would pay money to have their pick of the prettiest young inmates. They forced me to go into that room, she said. They forced me to take off these women's clothes and to restrain their heads to leave the room. You can't tell anyone what happened. You can only lie down quietly, she said. It's designed to destroy everyone's spirit. It's horrible. And we're going to play these games, and we're going to act like China's not an evil country. We're going to act like they're not run by a dictator communist party. What games? Like, I don't understand what games we're playing. Are we being honest with ourselves? Or are we just trying to play an agenda here? Do we actually care about humanity? We wanted people out of the war. It started happening. And then 2 months into Joe Biden's campaign, we're bombing Syria, killing innocent people, which I understand. I totally understand. Like, in war, you kill innocent people. Jocko Willink said it best. During war, you will kill innocent people. people. And that is why, in order to go to war, it has to be the last decision. It has to be the last decision that's made. It's disturbing. It's disturbing when you hear these huge companies taking these huge stances on things in the United States, but then they play this game where, because most people aren't willing to actually look at things. Like, I don't do that. Like, I look at things. I examine them. I have an iPhone in my hand, but I know a kid much less fortunate than me who was born in Asia and China who made 10 cents maybe a day to make this thing. And I just play around with it like it's nothing. I have shoes that have lasted me 3 years that some kid who was paid 10 cents a day was forced to make. Probably with bloody hands, sweating, hot. I know these things. And trust me, it is very morally conflicting. It's very morally conflicting. If I had money, I probably wouldn't do it. But it's cheap. And the reason why this stuff's cheap and affordable is because we have slaves in China making it. And I want people to realize that there's two sides to the coins. You always hear one side of the coin, but the other side of the coin, you just got to do a little bit of research. A little bit of research. That's all I got to say. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me. Give me a chance. Time of the day. I'll catch you guys on episode 183. Peace out. See you. Have a beautiful, beautiful weekend.